We have a bunch of things to go over in this Pokemon Go video, including shinies that I've caught, as well as big events that are going to be coming to Pokemon Go. So I'm going to go over all of the February details when it comes to Pokemon Go, but on top of that, I'm also going to go over the counters for the raid day that is going to be occurring in this month. So we'll go to Hoopa in a little bit. Now let's go over what is going to be kind of the big idea for February. Now, February is more the Valentine's Day theme, so you're gonna see a bunch of these events. It's gonna be kind of towards Valentine, or red, pink type of colors. Breakthrough research box from, looks like it's saying it's gonna be a while. So in the next couple weeks, we're gonna have the same research box. So the potential shinies you can get is Alolan Raichu, Pamcham, Avalugg, Frigibax, which cannot be shiny, but Furfrou and Jangmo-O can be. Now, fun fact, people are saying that Jangmo-O is going to be a potential community day in June. We see that because Gibble and Axew were some of those June type of calm days. So people are saying potentially Jangmo-O is going to be in June. You can let me know in the comments below what you guys think of that, because I think that would be pretty cool. I could kind of see that, but either way, it's not easily available to get shiny, so keep that in mind. But we have raids. So from January 24th to February 6th is Dialga, which this Dialga does not have Roar Time. However, if you already have a Roar Time Dialga, getting the candies for it already will just be super beneficial for you. So I highly recommend going for it if you haven't already. Then we're gonna have, oh my goodness, I don't even know the name of this Pokemon. It's on the screen. Now, if you're like, you should know this name, I really shouldn't, bro. I've never seen that Pokemon. But February 6th to February 17th, it makes the most sense. It's the most Valentine looking Pokemon ever. It's on the screen. I don't know the name. And even if you put it in the comments, I won't remember the next time I bring it up. But Xerneas is going to be from February 17th to February 24th. Xerneas is great. It's a great looking shiny, nice fairy type. I feel like Xerneas was out recently. Maybe it hasn't been, but it feels like it's been out recently. And then from the 17th to the 24th of February, we are also going to get Yveltal. So Yveltal, I think out of the two, is probably my favorite. Maybe not. I don't know. Xerneas shiny does look good. But non-shiny wise, I think Yveltal looks good. But I think the shiny Xerneas looks better shiny wise. Either way, really cool Pokemon. I can't wait to see them in raids. Now, Mega Raids. This is very, very important. I want you guys to put this on your February list when it comes to Pokemon, especially the second Mega Pokemon. So, Mega Metacham is from January 24th to February 6th. Metacham is kind of butt. I'm going to give it a stack. It's kind of butt. However, the next raid after it is insanely good. From February 6th to February 17th, we are getting Tyranitar. Tyranitar is a insanely good Mega type. It is one of the best Shadow types. Is a really good Shadow Pokemon as its Rock and Dark type forms. Tyranitar is just an amazing Pokemon, and the chances of getting a 100% IV Tyranitar is your best chance during these raids. So I highly, highly recommend you going for these, especially because now in 12-kilometer eggs, Larvitar has been made one of the rarest ones to hatch. Granted, I think my last two hatches have been Larvitar, but if you look on the 12-kilometer eggs and you see like the rarity of what could hatch, Larvitar is at the bottom tier, which is the rarest tier. So, from the 6th to the 17th of February, the only way to get a Tyranitar at the 100 IV potential, the easiest way would be from raids. Now, granted, I wouldn't try and remote raid a bunch of it, but if you have the odds, or if you're already planning on doing a couple remotes, you could do that, as well as you could do in-person raids as well. That might help you out. Garchomp is going to be from the 17th to March 4th. Now, this is a decent Mega-type Pokemon. It's a really good ground type on its own, decent dragon type. So Garchomp is always a great one. It's already had like a raid day already, and it's always, I feel like everyone has enough for, a Mega Garchomp, but if you're one of those people that don't, it's all good. It's going to be in the game for you. Raid hours from the 5th is going to be Dialga. 12th is going to be that Incarnate form. I don't even know the name. It might be in my head somewhere. And then February 19th is going to be Xerneas and Yveltal. And then from the 24th to 28th, there will be raids for daily hours. So if you guys don't remember, that February is going to be basically building up the Unova Tour event, which is going to be absolutely amazing. I made a YouTube video on the Unova Tour, kind of going over it. If you want to go check out that video, check it out after this one. But 24th, 28th is going to have its own days, which we talked about in that video. Max battles. So the max Pokemon that are going to be in there is Squirtle, Machop, Krabby, Moltres, and Sobble. February 10th to February 17th, they're going to be Machop, Cryogonal, Scorbunny, Scovet, and oh my goodness, what is the name of that? I forgot the name. It's like that 5 meatball looking Pokemon. Oh my goodness. Ain't no one need to know about it though. It's okay. But 17th to the 24th is Machop, Grookey, Pidove. Pidove? Okay, we're getting Pidove in the Dynamax. That's interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Dynamax Pidove is coming to Pokemon Go. This is my first look at what we're looking at. Interesting. Okay. And then we have, honestly, there's no way I don't know the name of it. It had its own like raid day. I'm gonna look at my channel because there is no way I don't remember this name. Phalanx. That's what it is. Phalanx. Phalanx is gonna be in the 10th to the 17th, and from the 17th to the 24th, it's gonna be in there. And then Pidove, Darumaka, one of my favorite looking shinies. It's in my top 10, and Sobble. So we're getting 2 new Dynamaxes in the max battles in this month of February. So we're going to get the Pidove, and we're gonna get the, where'd the name go? Darumaka. If you guys know, my memory is so bad, but that is super sick. Spotlight hours, we have February 4th, we have Carvana. February 11th is Love Disc. I feel like that makes the most sense. Engage the 18th, and then the Catch Toucans to February 25th is Snivy, Oshawott, and Tepig. All 3 super sick. I think out of any of these, I would probably go for Love Disc. However, it's so cold outside, I'm probably gonna do none of them. Small Yet Strong is going to be an event from February 5th to February 8th, Community Days on the 9th, which is, I believe we talked about this already, Carablast and Shelmet, which are 2 amazingly cool shinies. Beloved Buddies from February 11th to February 15th, which is just going to be amazing. Raid Days the 15th, which we'll go over in a little bit. Shattered, the what? Shattered for the Win is from the 18th to the 20th, and Road to Unova from February 24th to March 1st. And then the global tour for Unova is the 1st to the 2nd, which, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really excited. Then Max Mondays, Moltres is on the 3rd. The 10th is Scovet. The 17th is Pidove. Darumaka is the 24th. And then the 3rd is Beldum. Honestly, Darumaka is a super cool one. I'm gonna go for it. If you guys don't know already, the Darmanitan is the evolution of Darumaka. This evolution is a really good shadow type. So I'm assuming that the Darumaka evolution, Darmanitan, is going to be an insanely good max Pokemon to have, which, honestly, man, I'm really excited for it. I know you guys are excited for it as well. Hopefully, some of the info I put was on the screen, but that is super sick on what we are getting for when it comes to February and the events. Now, I feel like it's going to be important. What are the best counters for the raid day? Raid day is going to be February 15th from 2 to 5 p.m. Remote's raids are going to go to max of 20 compared to the normal 5. So what is something that you should look out for when it comes to these raid days? So, well, you should know that the Pokemon we are getting is Hoopa. Hoopa is a mythical Pokemon, meaning you will not be able to trade this Pokemon with another trainer. So the only way to get a 100% IV is to catch it yourself. This is not going to be a shiny release, unfortunately, which, I'm not gonna lie, I would have loved that. It would have been super sick, but all good is what it is. Would have been kind of cool, but not a shiny release there. However, the 2 weaknesses that you want to know that are super important, 2.56 weakness of Ghost and Dark. Well, mainly because I think it is it's a Ghost and a Psychic counter. So obviously Ghost can be good, but Dark probably going to be your best bet. So this actually correlates to, you know how on February 6th to February 17th, we're going to get Mega Tyranitar raids. The biggest reason you want to do it is because Tyranitar will be the best counter for Hoopa. So, Mega Tyranitar is the #1 best Pokemon to use against Hoopa. So make sure you use Mega Tyranitar, and in specific, make sure you use Bite and Brutal Swing. Those are 2 dark type moves that you can easily get with either catching it normally or using a normal TM. Shadow Tyranitar is the 2nd best with the same type of attacks that the Mega has. Just note that Shadow Pokemon will do more damage than normal Pokemon but that does not include Mega Pokemon. Mega Pokemon will be your best, Shadow is second, and then the third would be a non-Shadow version of it. Number 3 is Mega Houndoom. Now, personally, what I always tell people, if you want to have the Mega Bonus boost, make sure that you evolve a Pokemon that is the same typing of all your other attackers, so all of your attacks will have that boost bonus. Then we have Shadow Weavile, which I always say, if you can get your hands on a Shadow Weavile, get as many as possible. Not only is Shadow Weavile in this scenario with Snarl and Foul Play a really good Dark type, but Shadow Weavile is also a fantastic Ice type Pokemon. So make sure you always go for it when you can, and you can get the Sneasel, which is the evolution before Weavile. You can get this in normal Grunts. So personally, I always just go for Grunts no matter what. Even if I have a Team Rocket Radar, I still go for it because not only can you get potential shinies from some of the Grunts, but there's also really good Pokemon you can use in raids, which, for example, Shadow Weavile is fantastic. Mega Gengar is number 5. This is a Ghost type with Lick and Shadow Ball. Dawn Wings Necrozma. Dawn Wings Necrozma is always a really good Pokemon. We just a couple months ago got our remote raid day or normal raid day. This, you're going to have Shadow Claw and Moongeist Beam. And note, Moongeist Beam does so much damage. Mega Absol is number 7 with Snarl and Payback. Darkrai with Snarl and Shadow Ball, which is funny because Darkrai has 2 different typing of moves. So Snarl is Dark, and then Shadow Ball is Ghost, but yet Darkrai is still going to be a fantastic Pokemon to use, which is great. Normal Tyranitar is number 9 with the same attacks as the Shadow and the Mega. Number 10 is Hydreigon. Hydreigon's actually a really good Pokemon, and it's funny that Dino comes from 12 kilometer eggs, and everyone that I hear doesn't like getting the Dino from 12 kilometers just because it's been a community day. It's been in the December community day. It's kind of, honestly, Dino's everywhere. So it's really funny how much people don't like it as much as it used to, but it is really good. Like, Hydreigon is a really good Dark type, so if you get your hands on a really good IV Dino, just get it to Hydreigon. It's really good. Shadow Houndoom is number 11. Mega Gyarados at number 12. Shadow Honchkrow. And funnily enough, Hoopa Unbound, the Pokemon that is going to be in raids, is number 16 on the list. So it has Astonish and Shadow Ball, meaning you can use that Hoopa against that, which is honestly interesting enough. I'm not gonna lie, that is interesting that you can use the same Pokemon against it, but of course you have to have the right attack moves, but it still would do not that bad of damage. I'm also gonna go over some Dollar Tree counters, meaning some counters that some people might have easier or more easily compared to some of the other ones. So Garatina, Shadow Ball or Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball, number 25 on the list. Make sure you have the Ghost type moves on it. Normal Weavile is very good to use. Incineroar, remember we got the community day recently where we could have the Litten. Hopefully you caught a bunch of Litten there. Incineroar with Snarl and Darkest Lariat, I don't know how to say it. It starts with an L, the second word on the charged move, but that is number 17 on the list. That's crazy. This Incineroar, which is easier to get, is better than the Weavile. So if you need that, go for it. That is a good one to have. Zarude is a mythical Pokemon that everyone's been able to catch. It is a really good one, and I actually have a pretty decent IV of it. Bite and Dark Pulse is what you're looking for that. Shadow Cacturn is very good. You can get the normal Shadow Cacnea from the Grunts, from Team Rocket Grunts from Pokestops. You can obtain it through that, and it also could be potentially shiny. Since if you don't know the whole backstory on it or any info, only some Pokemon from Grunts can be shiny. And the only way they could be shiny is if they were Shadow Team leaders like the Sierra, Arlo, and Cliff. If those 3 had that Shadow shiny before, and now since they're switched out, now they're put back into Grunts, and some of those Grunts could still potentially give you a shiny. Granted, it's still not easy to get it shiny. However, there's still that chance to get a shiny from a Grunt. So, if you're wondering when I say that, that's what I mean. Shadow Cacturn with Sucker Punch and Dark Pulse, number 28 on the list. It's a grass and a dark type, just like Zarude, but The difference is the Sucker Punch as the fast attack, and Zarude has Bite. Shadow Shiftry is decent as well with Snarl and Foul Play. Shadow Mewtwo, which honestly, I'm gonna not say that because I feel like there's maybe not that many people that have that. Zoroark is number 18 on the list with Snarl and Foul Play, and most people probably got that from, well, the Halloween event because it was literally dressed up as other Pokemon. But at the end of the day, if you don't have about the 15 Pokemon that I just talked about, the Tyrannitars, the Weaviles, the Darumys, the Crozmas, the Hydreigons, Incineroar, Zoroark, Weaviles, Chandelures, if you don't have some of the Pokemon I named, my biggest recommendation is going into your Pokemon Go search, looking up dark types, or just look up dark. Then it'll show you every single dark type. And if you don't have much dark types, look up ghost. Because to be honest, that is the best method if you don't have the best counters that I just said. Because Hoopa is weakness is 2.56 to ghost and dark. So that'd be all my biggest recommendations for y'all. Thank y'all so much for showing up to today's video. I'm very excited for the Hoopa raid day. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to be playing it on the 15th. See you on the next one. God bless.